So, now we're finally going to get this door open. Come on, Grigori, you can come with us. Help us kill the Combines. Maybe? No? Okay.
Grigori should have been the protagonist of this series.
I fear I deliver you to a darker place.
How did the G-Man miss this guy?
In the first
He's
act.
gold. He is solid gold.
Look to your own salvation.
Yeah, he did all this with no HEV suit.
Yeah, with
no
with
HEV
denim
suit, an entire
overalls.
city, not just a facility, a city of people of zombies trying to murder him. I mean,
And
this
he's
is
actually
way
still
more
back
hardcore.
there in the fire shooting stuff. Although he's not laughing, he's usually laughing at this point. But you can, yeah. He went into
I think the fire
crypt.
might have blunted his jovial mood a bit.
Yes. Oh, there he
Really?
goes.
Yeah, there we go.
And now we come
It's
to the
gratifying to
mines.
see a guy who takes pleasure in his work. Oh,
Here we come to the
Still hear him
mines.
laughing.
I did the mines my first time through the game. I've done them since, but 99% of the time I no-clip right through this stuff.
This
For
is-
me,
this is a fun
it's a
part.
bit much.
Took me
I
a long time
disagree.
to figure out what you were supposed to do here. I thought, oh, you're supposed to grab a cable or something. No, you're just supposed to just jump down. Not one
And
of
in
my
real life-
favorite parts of a Valve game.
In real life, with the momentum here, like, you would not be able to pull this off.
Damn, oh god.
Like, you would
damn
jump
it.
down
Oh,
to, like,
fuck.
one of those... Oh, god damn
I
it,
kinda-
Josh.
I
What
kinda
did you just
screwed
do? You definitely
I think I
screwed
broke
up.
my knee. Or
You
or
didn't need
my
that knee.
everything.
That knee was slowing you down. That everything was
probably
slowing you down.
There's
That
a little bit of a
skeleton of yours
platforming
was holding
section
you
that
back.
probably wasn't necessary and was a little bit obtuse. Alright.
Probably wasn't necessary, and a little bit of obtuse. Well, at least up to the probably wasn't necessary part describes this whole section. If it
Yeah.
had just been cut out of the game and you would have merged immediately. Well,
Yeah,
okay, let me
it was.
rethink
It
that.
was a. Yeah, I can understand wanting to send you underground so the sun can come up, but this felt like it was just laying it on thick. I would rather this have been more about atmosphere and maybe some environmental puzzles than more head crabs, because I had pretty much had my fill of head crabs by this point, and I was just okay. I really need to move on now.
There's nothing wrong with
It does show
sending
you the
through
mines, which was the point of Ravenholm, that it was a mining town, I suppose.
Yeah, but nobody gives a shit about that.
That wasn't like something that really needed to be seen.
I mean, the important, like the part of Pittsburgh that everybody that is the defining purpose for its existence, the steel mills. But just because you're going there in a video game doesn't mean you have to spend all of your time wandering around a steel mill gathering iron ingots. Am I right, guys?
You say that as
and
if
then
somebody
getting
would
a-
actually
a
do that.
reference
That would
to
be
a terrible
retarded.
thing for your trouble.
No, okay, but there's nothing wrong with the idea of making you go through even more like sort of darkness and hardship
no,
and trauma
damn it.
to really make that
float.
taste of sunlight and
Sink.
freedom sweeter.
That's
but
true.
this was not the way. More head crabs was not the way to do it. They just throw
Yeah.
you into
Yeah.
a basket of like 60 head crabs, and that's the last thing you want to deal with at this point.
Yeah,
So
it
one of the
really
things
is.
that drives everyone crazy about Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and this game is that your flashlight power is linked to your ability to breathe underwater, apparently, which doesn't make a great deal of sense.
Doesn't make a lick of sense. I don't care what you I don't care what you say about the HEV suit or its purpose or whatever. I can already hold my breath longer than Gordon Freeman, and I'm an asthmatic who is out of shape.
Just the
If
right
you
way.
gave me a flashlight,
Yes.
my ability would not be reduced in any way.
I can also
no
see
sense.
significantly better, but on the other hand, I'm not wearing a heavy suit and carrying like the entire arsenal of the United States Army Reserve.
The normal maps
Okay.
in this area on the rock are really that really stuck
Yeah.
out to me when I first played this game. It was
Did
like,
you really?
wow,
Oh, that stuck out. That stuck out. Really,
these
Josh?
rocks. Yeah.
They really stuck out. Thank you. Here, this
don't get
is
it.
what the mine should have been about. I like this. This was a fun little, amusing gadget. It's a minecart that Grigori has put like a big blade on, and it just rides up and down, cutting zombies in half. And you can duck under it. It's neat. It's fun. It's kind of hilarious. This is a pretty good payoff for getting through Ravenholm.
Yeah.
I wasn't as much of a huge fan because I get
God.
stressed out by certain kinds of puzzles relating to timing. This being one of them. And like not like stressed out like, oh man, I need to set this video game down for a little while and smoke a cigarette. You know, like no, just stressed out like, you know, that wasn't that much fun. I wouldn't really want to do that again.
The light at the
And
end of the
Stop.
tunnel.
Look at the. I love this. You don't have to stop. This is
Okay.
a brilliant way of covering their level transitions. Put a pure white light at the end of the tunnel, cover it with a bloom effect, and then, you know, bring that stuff into focus as you get to the end of the tunnel. Have that pure white panel fade away. Very
other hand-
interesting.
Just like that.
This is before high dynamic range lighting. This was like how they got
Yeah.
around not having it.
On the other hand, kind of feels like a missed opportunity. Like, you know, there could have been anything on the other side of this spectacular map. Light fades away, and it's a bunch of Combine soldiers pointing guns at you. Light fades away, and it's Crowholm, Ravenholm's cousin. Light fades away, and it's
Crowholm.
Ghosty.
Zombies.
Oh, Crowholm.
Hello, my brother. Welcome to Crowholm.
Again, I love the soundtrack in this game.
Yeah, oh, I love this section. You come out here into the daylight, great atmospheric music. You know, it doesn't immediately start with the doop, 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 you know, electronic music with a fast beat. It's
Yeah.
kind of this slow build as you go down the track. And here's training for how to kill snipers.
Hey, you gotta
And-
throw grenades at them, right?
And
It's not
I...
exploding.
You dumbass.
Oh, fuck.
I immediately
There
thought
we
when I faced this sniper for the first time and saw that beam waving back and forth, I was like, "Oh, sweet! This game has a sniper rifle in it. I can't wait to get
It
my hands
doesn't.
on it."
And thus
No.
began a spree of disillusionment spanning half a decade.
Yes.
I do like that you see them firing at zombies first, and then you get the point where they'll fire at you. This is actually a really stupid
Yes.
thing to do because they will shoot your flammable
Yes!
barrel.
What are you doing, John? What are you doing?
Yeah, these snipers are, quote unquote smart.
Oh,
They
dear.
do a lot of things. Most of it's scripted. They've just got a lot of scripted options.
Yeah, like exploding
If you're near a-
that log
yeah.
thing.
Shooting barrels that are near you, shooting other things to block your way. But they're pretty, they will give you a hard time of it. They will make this approach really, really difficult.
You know, commenting in these, like, you know, when we were talking about the
Damn it.
music, one of the things I love about Half-Life music is how it's, except like in combat sequences. Wow, Josh, you're really bad at this. Except in
I've
combat
never been good at lobbing
sequences,
grenades. I suck at it.
where it'll, like, you know, play a soundtrack, like the Mortal Kombat that starts up in episode 2 when, like, the big
Yeah.
online fight. The music is all very situational and very low-key. It's not like they just suddenly put on Lido Shuffle when you're moving through a certain area. Like, they
Yeah.
it's like sometimes just a couple notes. Wow.
So
Commenting on
now
these
we're
games
seeing.
Commenting on
Go
these
ahead.
games makes me feel like such a Valve fanboy because... But, like,
I
when
know.
you're
Well,
when you're commenting on this...
Well, I think
like,
it's time to admit that you have a problem. I think we are Valve fanboys.
Yeah.
That's the key that right there.
But it's just whenever I start talking about anything, it's always starting with, now here's how Valve does this so much better than everyone else. Here's this
I
thing
would
that
love to
Valve
live
has
in
been doing that other game designers have not figured out yet over the course of 30 years.
It's true, and it's not so much, oh, Valve is so awesome. You could even make the case that the stuff they're doing is obvious by now. If it wasn't for the fact that nobody else gets it and does it. That whole thing with those zombies and how they were so much scarier than anything in Dead Space. Despite Dead Space having, 2 games done now, and they still don't know what they're doing with regards to building suspense or setting a mood.
Although I've heard that Dead Space 2 wasn't really supposed to be a horror game.
That is just such a cheap-ass excuse.
It seems like an excuse,
because, this isn't a horror game either, but it had atmosphere. It doesn't have to, the fact that it isn't a horror game doesn't mean that atmosphere doesn't matter.
So the cool thing about this fight is that when you're coming in, you're actually flanking for the rebel force, which is also attacking. And I think, if I recall correctly, if you handle this fight correctly, a lot of them won't shoot at you immediately. It is kind of nice to not always be the focus of the enemy's attention. Like, it's not always 100% about you. There's just this little combat that's coming in, and you come in, and you sure as hell finish it, but you're not the focus of it.
Although, for some reason, everybody knows who you are, which seems like a complaint, but it's really not, because the game kind of works that into the backstory. That there's way more going on than you really understand from the beginning.
And it saves a lot of exposition. Oh, you're Gordon Freeman. Okay, we don't have to talk about who you are and why I should get... Oh, I don't know if we trust you.
And it means that you don't have to give dialogue for Gordon Freeman, since part of his shtick is that he never talks.
I don't remember the music that played when you entered in there. That sounded out of place. That was like JRPG menu music.
So, something that we kind of skipped was that when we were at Black Mesa East, we were introduced to the gravity gun, given some exposition, and then it was attacked by the Combine. And everybody else got out through a different entrance, or through a different exit, but we couldn't get through because the ceiling collapsed right before we could get through the hallway. So we had to go all the way around.
5 minutes on foot.
So what's happened is since
all the way around through a city.
Through a town full of zombies. Since then,
yeah, good idea.
Alex's dad, Eli, has been captured.
Gordon Freeman will be driving.
And we've got to head across the coast to go to Nova Prospect, which was where we were on our way to at the very beginning before Barney bailed us out.
Gordon, I haven't driven the coast.
We were about to board a train to it.
No reason to think it's gotten into.
Can you destroy that television?
Meet me in the depot where the trains unload.
No.
Take care of
I've tried.
Nope.
That would be kind of funny if just in the middle of the conversation you just open fire on the TV with the R2 while it's in mid-sentence.
Maybe check the map, see where you're headed. There's an ammo supply.
I would just want to see the guy's reaction, like how he would handle that.
Stay with the car.
Oh well, we don't know what she wants us to do. I guess I'll just give you this buggy for no reason, and you can drive away and look for something else to do.
Tell you what, grab this buggy and drive in whatever direction makes sense at the time. I have a feeling things are going to work out all right.
So in 2004, this was pretty crazy. Levels as open as this that looked like this.
Yeah, even today, this is a really good-looking area.
Yeah.
I don't look at this and think, oh, that's dated.
Why did they put the buggy up here?
Yeah, what's the point of this? I guess it's to keep the antlions from attacking you when you're trying to get on it. Oh, by the way, this
I like how she knows the magnet's gonna fail.
Why don't you just lower it?
Magnet,
come on!
Magnet did not actually fail.
God
Magnet
damn
did not
you.
actually fail. She's just like, oh, looks like the magnet is failing, and she's like finger walking her finger over to the release button.
That would explain why she didn't start lowering it when you
yes,
when the magnet quote unquote failed.
So this
Lyons,
car has the Tau cannon on it from Half-Life 1. It's never actually stated, but it's obviously the Tau cannon from what it can do, which is cool. Also infinite ammo, which is also cool.
So, can I make a confession? I think that was a good time,
Yeah.
too. I hated this section.
Yeah, this section
I
gets a
hated
little...
this car.
Yeah, especially
was
if
fun.
you can't get it to flip.
Yeah, it was fun for like 10 minutes, and then for like 5 minutes. And then I'd flip it, and it'd be a pain in the ass to flip over while antlines are chewing my testicles off, and I felt like it didn't turn right, and the gun it wasn't much fun to use. Now, I love the car in Half-Life Episode 2, and that doesn't
Yeah.
even have a gun
Yeah.
on it. It's just so much more fun. I would marry that car if it was legal in this
Well, that
state.
car's a pretty sweet car, too.
But, no, the buggy just got on my nerves.
Also, this
So,
is
on
the
the
part
one hand-
where loading
Sorry.
screens become very noticeable.
I was about
Every
to
time
say.
you go in a
Yeah.
tunnel.
Yeah, like, I can appreciate what they're doing with the tunnel. Like Seamus mentioned, you know, it sort of allows them to have a seamless level transition. But on the other hand, you know, that's kind of when you're able to open up and hit the throttle, and you kind of don't want to be jerked away from the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be, you know what? It would be a great idea, Val. If you want to make me happy, I would pay you for this. Make a build of this game where you glue a bunch of these levels together. Like, I'm sure you could have most of the coast on a single level with today's technology. I would pay.
Oh.
I would pay for the game again if I could do that. If I could play this game without any of the level transitions.
So,
I really hated the antlines.
The antlions, yeah, they're kind of annoying, but they are pretty cool in that they have a lot of different mechanics about them. Like, they come out of sand, they burrow into sand, and they come out of sand, so you don't want to go onto the sand. But they have thumpers here, big noise-making machines that vibrate the ground and make them not want to come near. I thought that was pretty cool, as a way to just get rid of them.
Now, I also found the thumpers a little bit annoying. Just like the rhythmic...
This is a really cool house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When
The-
I
love
talk
side
about
houses.
environmental storytelling and what the fuck? Okay.
Gordon Freeman takes
you know,
time out of his
you
busy
said-
schedule to teach a lonely antlion how to fly.
Oh,
You have to
And
realize how
subsequently,
pissed off,
how to swim.
how pissed off that antlion must have been. It's like, all right,
He
I
was
got the
waiting
drop
all
on.
day for that. He was waiting all day to do that.
It's like, I'm behind him. He doesn't know I'm here. It's my big mo. What the hell?
so when
Facts.
when I talk about environmental storytelling in Half-Life 2, I'm pretty much either talking about the coast or Ravenholm. The coast houses have some great environmental storytelling. This was probably a resistance base that was bombed by the Combine, as you can see by the giant hole with the Combine shell on it. Come on, there we go. And now one of them is one of those. Okay, that's just not going well.
Yeah, this is not leading to victory.